wheels and tires coming for the old KingRanch here pretty soon. By the way, any modifications that you see on my truck, I state this in every video: wheels, tires, headlights, bumpers, mirrors, gauges, exhaust tip, shocks, everything. Modification list to all the trucks in the description below for you guys. Definitely go and check those out if you see anything on the truck that you like. Mod list with links to help you guys out. Good morning, Loud and Proud fam. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing absolutely fabulous on this fine day. I'm doing pretty darn good myself with this buzzer ring. Like I was saying, guys, hope you guys are doing absolutely fabulous. I'm gonna be going over to help my dad really quick. He's got some lumber that he needs me to help him move around. So we'll see what all happens. Not for sure, not gonna set anything in stone, but we'll just go about the day and see what happens and unfold. Let's give the old 96 here a start up. By the way, I did bump up my idle in a video the other day. I bumped it up to, it's probably gonna go up just a little bit more here, maybe. Here's where it's at right now. So it's set at about 800-ish, maybe a little over 800, somewhere in there. So it's a pretty good happy medium. Helps the truck start up a little bit faster too, especially when it's a little bit cooler out. Definitely runs a lot better. I can actually run my AC and the truck does not bog down. It was at like 550-ish, maybe 600 when I was in park. And I could not sit like in a parking lot and run my AC or anything, and my truck would just be like loping almost, because like it was just drawing too much power and making it run a little bit rough. So anyways, let's get over to my dad here and see what we can get done. Gotta love pulling up to the farm and just seeing a bunch of big old diesel trucks. There's a 92 first gen, dad's 7.3. My dad's got a he's kind of into trucks, so one of those things, like father like son, right? So he's got 4 diesels now. I've got 1. I'll catch up. I'm gonna go over there and see what he's up to. I think he's pressure washing some boards, and then we're gonna storm in the barn. So we'll see what happens. Let's see how long those boards stay. They look like they're about to tip off any minute, but we'll see. First gen, 7.3. My 96 Kubota 3240. There's not enough trucks sitting around. We need a bigger driveway. Hard to believe this is only half of his truck sitting here right now. Well, obviously this one's mine, fully paid for, 100%. All the payments made on it in terms of insurance and every bill that I have, modification, everything's mine, obviously. But for like his trucks, he's got 2 here, and then he's got another 96 and a 2013 KingRanch, as you saw at the house. We like diesel trucks, just a thing. Oh, let's see if the back end comes off. Oh man. Oh. A little bit, yeah. It's barely on there, on the ground. The back tires are barely on the ground. He's up off the ground over there. Oh no. Trying to, right there. That's good. Trying to counterweight a little bit. If I wasn't on here right now, you'd be riding on 2 wheels on the front. Whoa! This is so weird, guys. Cause like, you like can't steer it. And the rear end is so light. Oh, that is not cool. He got off and the tractor was up in the air. I don't know if you guys, or how many of you guys remember when we made the fire logs with my dad and my brother. It was a vlog of, I don't know, how long ago was that? 2 weeks maybe? About 2 weeks. About 2 weeks ago. Anyways, we came back, and here we go is what we have. Now, he's got some much better looking ones over there, but these things are super dried out. Like, hard as a log, seriously. Like so dense. We haven't tried to burn one yet. Have we burned one? Have you guys tried to burn one yet?
My last one was so wet, but we haven't tried to burn one yet.
Okay. So yeah, so we haven't tried to burn them yet, but they feel super dry now, these ones at least. And you would think if you have a fire going, you should be able to just toss it in there almost like a log.
Here's the newer version. We found this thing on Amazon. You can get them in either 1 brick, 2 brick, 4 brick, or even up to 8 brick. And so it wasn't too much, but I bought it just to see. And I've been trying to perfect at this point to see which one's going to produce the best one without a big hassle. So we tried it first off where we'd soak the water, and then we just put it in here. And then what you do is you just, after it soaks a while, you pack it in here, you put this on top, and then you just kind of compress down, squeeze the water out. And then after you do that, you just pop this off. You can pull these out, and then you just put it on like a cardboard.
That's how you get your fire bricks.
And it really doesn't take long at all. So what I've been doing though is we tried some, like you'll see here. This is where we just mixed in shredded paper as well as some sawdust. I don't like the way those look, even though they're dry and fine and they'll burn just great. I liked this version. So what I did was I ended up just taking the drill with like a drywall or a mortar type of mixer. Yeah. And then after it's been soaking for a while, I strain it down some. And then what we do is we just mix it up so it looks like cat puke. And then once it looks about like cat puke, I just put it in there. And then what I do is these little arms are kind of chintzy. So what I do is once I stick it on there, I take a piece of plywood and then I just start to stand on there to be able to compress it down quite a bit, because otherwise you can see how these just kind of torque and like bend. You can't even really get a good compression anymore. So, but anyway, they look like that, and I know those are, once they dry out, those are going to burn a lot better.
They're going to super dense.
Stack. I mean, yeah, they're going to be a lot
really
easier
dense
to
too.
handle, so.
You got some plastic in there?
Yeah, there's some transparency films that the office had shredded up in there. So we have a new rule at the office: don't shred those.
Because fire logs.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. If it works, then we'll do that. If not, we'll just go back to shredding anything and everything in one bag. So
yeah. So yeah, that's how these turned out. The new like shape, I guess we're going with. You got that thing. If this works, guys, if you guys know how to get a hold of a bunch of shredded paper or any newspaper or whatever, and you want to shred it yourself, like
there are guys that just shred like newspaper. I mean, they just basically take a newspaper, junk mail, stick it in a bucket of water, let it soak for a few days, and then you don't even necessarily have to shred it. I've seen some YouTube videos too where they'll take one of these or like a piece of just metal, and what they'll do is they'll tack weld like a 4-inch circular saw blade to that, so then that way if it's not shredded paper, you just basically stick that in there and it mixes and shreds at the same time. So whatever's fast and easy, but since we have shredded paper, there's no necessary need for me to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, just to let you know, those did dry out. Those did dry out very well, and we're gonna try burning some of them here. Probably not today in the video, but at some point we're going to. Well, that was a nice little time there at the property. Got a turkey feather, actually. We don't have a lot of turkey around here, so it was kind of odd. But saw a couple turkey feathers, so I grabbed one and kept it. And we're just gonna head back to the house. So I just got out here to the old new kind of a POS Dodge here. I mean, this truck, when you see it, you seriously think, bruh. But I'm gonna sit and let that truck just kind of run a little bit today. I want to kind of go through and let you guys know like what our plans are for the truck. Now these plans can change, so don't think everything is set in stone. So if we say we're gonna do one thing, then we end up changing our mind. Oh no, what did you do? You lied to us, yada yada. This is just what me and my dad have been talking about the last couple of days, what we've heard from people and what they want to see the most. There's about a 50-50 either way. Some people want to see a flatbed, like hands down, do a flatbed, it'll be sick. Farm truck, you can throw a bunch of those big squares on the back, like it's gonna be a sick farm build. and other guys like, don't do a farm truck, just do a high horsepower trucks, you know, basically build it up just like my truck, how it sits in terms of wheels, tires, and everything like that, but just a lot more horsepower, which would be cool too. But we want to do something different. We don't want to build the same truck again. And this is my dad's truck, and so basically what he was saying, some of the stuff he wants to get done, and sorry I'm standing so far back, but the wind is just terrible right now. One thing that he wants to do, for sure, get rid of the bed and put a black power-coated steel flatbed on it with a headache rack, obviously, is what they have on them, basically built into the flatbed. Then what he wants to do, and we haven't fully decided on the color for the cab, but we're thinking like a metallic silver, like a high metallic silver for the cab, black power-coated road armor, like cattle pusher style front bumper, like kind of like a brush guard. That would look really good. And then black fuel wheels. We're not entirely sure which ones we would want to go with. He kind of likes the fuel hostage. I told him, hey, I might possibly sell you, like by the time we get to that point, I might possibly sell you my fuel hostage wheels and my tires if you want them, and then I can just get a, you know, a different set, because I'm one of those people to where like I like to, you know, change up and switch things up pretty often. I mean, I've gone through 3 vehicles in the last year. Some people are going to say that's not many, other people are going to say that's a lot, but if I want something, I'd rather get it, and then instead of just sit back and say, oh well, I wish I would have. So that's just one of those things. So he might go that route, whether he uses my wheels or not. He's gonna want to go with probably black wheels. I mean, just think about that. And so then we're also thinking a straight pipe, either 4 or 5 inch exhaust, keep it out the tailpipe, because it is going to be a farm truck. It's going to haul trailers, you know, it's going to haul hay. And if we're going to do, you know, flatbed for hauling hay around, we do big square bales. It's going to be a pain in the butt if we've got a stack on the bed. So it's going to roll coal all over the hay bales. It's going to ruin it. It's going to get soot on everything. It's going to get hot. I mean, it could light it on fire. It's like, it's just not ideal for the farm truck type of deal. For my truck, it'd be a little bit different. I don't haul a gooseneck, and I don't haul hay in the back of my truck. I really don't haul anything in the back of my truck, to be quite honest with you. The only time I'm going to do is probably when I move, but other than that, my truck bed really does not get used for much. I use my class 2 hitch for a landscape trailer, which is sitting right over there, and a lawnmower, and that's about it. He would want to do also a twin turbo setup for towing. He wants to be able to handle a little bit more power. We don't know if we're going to do twin turbos or compound turbos. I believe there's a difference. Not entirely sure what the difference is, but I do believe there is a difference. I think I've heard from a couple people, so not entirely sure on that, but he wants to go with one of those 2 setups. Another thing he wants to do is put 50 horsepower injectors in it. That's something that we did with the first gen, really like that, and that truck seems to pull really great, and so he thought, might as well, let's do the same thing for this truck. Let's do that, except for have a different turbo setup, of course. He also wanted to do fuel plate work, maybe not a 0, but maybe like a 100 or a 10. That's what we're kind of thinking. Not entirely sure on that yet either. Could possibly go to a 0. Just depends. He wants to go with either fast or an air dog lift pump, so that, you know, just to make sure you have good fuel pressure. New fuel lines, hands down. We gotta have new fuel lines on that truck. The fuel lines are leaking, really, really rusted out bad. The truck runs fine. I mean, it doesn't leak like so bad to where if you're driving on the highway, you're gonna lose 100% fuel pressure, and you're gonna be stuck. But it's dripping enough to where if you let the thing sit 24 hours, you're gonna have a good 8-inch size little drip there. So just one of those things to where we'd rather it not be doing that, of course. Just one of those deals for sure. We want to get that done as well. In terms of suspension, we're probably going to upgrade to some new shocks. Not entirely sure what he wants to go with. Definitely going to replace the shocks just to make sure everything's up to date, everything's been changed. We're going to be tabbing the KDP probably pretty soon here. Now that I know how to do it and know how to seal it off the proper way, that's what we're hoping to do. Pretty excited to get that done. Not really excited to take it all apart, but just to get it done and to know that it's been taken care of. For sure, gonna put a whole new pusher system on it. I mean, my dad really likes his pusher system, so we're probably gonna go with that. Get a little bit more airflow, do a new air horn. But the thing is, with the intake, we might not need that, because the twin turbo setup or compound turbo setup, not entirely sure on the term, it's already got its own custom air intake on it, because it's going to be taking up more space obviously than a single turbo. And basically, so what that's going to do is it's already going to have its own intake system built onto it, designed for that setup. So in that sense, we're probably not going to do that, but we are going to do the new air horn for sure, the pusher intake system on that. But for the cold air intake, that's probably going to be part of the compound or twin turbo setup that's on the truck. I've already mentioned this, so I don't want you guys to get like super annoyed, but we're gonna take care of all the rest. Panel, rockers, bottom half of this door needs fixed. And that's about it for the body. Paint, like I said, silver. That's pretty much the plan for the truck. 4th gen tow mirrors for sure. Cab lights, not entirely sure. Maybe just a light bar since it's gonna be a farm truck. And light bars, believe it or not, they really freaking come in handy. Like, we had to use ours on our farm, on my truck, and it saved the night. Like, we cannot see anything at all, and using that light bar helped out a ton. Give you guys one last really good look around it. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, but we are going to do aftermarket headlights for sure. Tail lights aren't going to matter because we're doing the flatbed and it's going to have tail lights built in. Get this rattly old muffler off this thing. That is the freaking most awful sounding thing. It does roll cool. We're also probably going to, not entirely sure if it's going to be anytime soon because this isn't like one of those things that's at the top of my dad's priority list, but new sound system for sure, just to upgrade it. You can hook your phone up, stuff like that. Guys, that's probably gonna wrap it up for the list that we have on the truck. Now, there's gonna be things that are gonna change. There could be things that come up. Might not be able to do the road arm or bumper. We might have to go with the 4th gen bumper. Like, who knows? There's gonna be some things, or it could stay stock. But I mean, my dad, he was showing me some bumpers that he really liked, stuff that he wanted to go with, and basically I told him about, you know, the front, you know, the road armor bumper, the rear, you know, flatbed, painting the thing like a metallic silver, having blacked out wheels. Like, it's gonna be the black and silver theme, and he's like, that sounds like a sick truck. Like, it would be a sick farm truck. It would be so cool. So he's definitely liking that idea for sure. I'm liking the idea for sure. It's just a matter of money. It costs a lot of money to do this kind of stuff. Just wanted to kind of give you a little bit, because I've gotten so many messages in the last couple days, you know, what's the plan for the truck? What are you gonna do with it? You know, I want to know what's going on. So basically that is going to be like a rough idea of what you should expect with this truck. For sure, I don't know, anything can change, you know, things can come up, but that is the gist of it. That's what we're planning on doing, so hopefully it can all work out. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not yet, please join the family, subscribe, growing every single day, and I would love to have you guys in on that journey. If you have not yet checked out the mod list in the description below, there are going to be lists down there for all the trucks and what we have done to them. If we have done certain mods to them, they will be down there, and there should be links to most all the products you see on the trucks that we put on them. So go down there, check out the mod list, see what you guys like, check out some of the stuff, the pricing, in case you guys are interested in that type of stuff as well. Just trying to help you guys out in finding the products a lot easier than trying to hunt everything down. You guys leave your likes below, leave your comments below, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Doing what I love, going day to day, but I know it takes time and I'm patiently waiting. Sometimes I contemplate, cause one day you feel so close and the next is out of sight. But I know I gotta hold on tight to go back to just going out every night. Like, if I'm about to let it go now, I can live alright, live a normal life, doing 9 to 5, but I know I'm more than that. I gained this skill, wasn't born with that. At the end of the life, it's a memory.